Le Jardin du Luxembourg is the largest public garden in Paris. This is that Luxembourg tower or palace right here in the background. Now this is a privately owned palace, and so there's actually a family that lives there or vacations there. The public's not allowed in. But overall, this garden was created for Marie de Medici in the palace too, after she was widowed by Henry IV, the same king that built the Pont Neuf. Marie de Medici was from Florence, Italy, and she became the queen mother when she was widowed. And she developed this garden as kind of a tribute to her home in Florence, Italy in 1611. So you can see some of the Italian influences. You've got the dome on top of this palace. You have some, well, you'll see here in a minute, some Venetian vases, Italian vases. And then some of the pedestals and columns are of that same Italian influence. There are tons and tons of sculptures in the gardens. If you look around long enough, you'll find a small Statue of Liberty, and then plenty of other sculptures too. There are these vases, which was what I was talking about just a second ago with the Venetian vases. Also, the way that things are trimmed is more in a free Italian style, not really the low to the ground French style. And then you can see some of these plants have been imported. All of these trees are designed for, or they thrive in an Italian climate, which is much more warmer than a Parisian climate. So there's actually a giant greenhouse on the garden lawns that all of these trees are moved into during the winter so that they can survive because they wouldn't handle the Parisian winters. They're too cold for a lot of these species that she imported from Italy. Luxembourg Gardens is a place where you're going to find a lot of families just kind of enjoying their spaces, enjoying time together and things like that. Um, so, sorry, sound on the video. Um, but you can see there's lots of space to enjoy um, all kinds of different activities. Sometimes there are um, there are several ponds. You can see on that map right there that's showing that you'll see kind of the French version of Boy Scouts out there on a regular basis doing boat races, and you'll see kite fights and soccer games and all kinds of things. Most of the lawns in the Luxembourg Gardens are not allowed to be walked on, so that's a little bit different than parks that we have in our area. Um, but there are lots of gravel areas and lots of walkways that you can take. That's a shot of the Luxembourg Palace right there. You can see the whole thing's fenced in by a wall or a gate, and everything's just really well manicured. Again, different than typical American parks and our style of managing wildlife. So if I look over at the map, you can see Pont Neuf, and here's Notre Dame. Le Jardin du Luxembourg is on the left bank, and if we take a look, you can also see how large it is. It is the largest public garden. But you can see there's lots of gravel areas, spaces to enjoy, and then boat races, feeding the birds, although, you know, they discourage that just like any other park would. And tons and tons of people. Lots of people will go here. You'll see sandwich carts and things like that for people for their lunches. So it's a nice kind of vacation lunch spot just to get away from the office for a few moments on a nice day in Paris.